This is Vani Kola, Managing Director of Kalaari Capital, an early-stage venture capital firm in India. We've had the privilege to support and champion many founders, the shapers of tomorrow. One of our initiatives that I'm very proud of is CXXO, a program to fund and mentor female founder CEOs and create a level playing field. So today I'm especially thrilled and inspired to connect with a very interesting women-led initiative, paving the way for new age economy companies. And I'm joined by Kirthiga Reddy, who closed, along with her partner, Isabelle Freidheim, a oversubscribed 250 million IPO of Athena Technologies too. Congratulations, Isabelle and Kirthiga, to both of you on this incredible accomplishment. I understand that this is the third in the Athena family of SPACs this year alone. So, my God, how do you make the time for all this? First question to you, Isabelle. So, you have been able to really assemble an incredible group of women and move a very interesting vision forward. What does it take to do this? Is this passion, inspiration? What's the motivation factor?
Well, look, I started looking into SPACs a couple of years ago when I had a number of portfolio companies that wanted to go public through SPACs. And I realized that there were very few women that were involved. And that really bothered me because I saw history repeating itself. If you look throughout history, there have been many financial products that didn't have women as part of it in the early stages. And that was a problem. So I decided to take matters into my own hands. And also I realized that I could form a team that was exceptional, a formidable team that I could attract by virtue of being all women and by virtue of creating a mission that we all share and a purpose that we all want to be a part of and move forward. And that created an unprecedented level of dedication.
Isabelle, the other unique thing that is amazing is the diversity of women that you have brought together. And how did that come about as a vision for you?
Yeah, look, diversity has always been dear to me. And I know that this is a moment in time where I saw an opportunity to promote what is an ideology, frankly. And so bringing diversity together was important because there was a moment in time when there were very few women on boards and people wouldn't go out of their way to add more women. And it was, I had to check the box. I have a woman on my board, and that has changed for women. But I felt like it hadn't changed yet for diverse candidates and diverse women in particular. So making it so that we could prove that the quality is there and that people should go out of their way to add more women on a board became part of the mission. Now, this specific SPAC happens to be all immigrants, which wasn't necessarily intended as such, but through a search for quality, this is what the team ended up being. The best candidates happen to have been immigrants. And this is also, a subject that is dear to me too. My mother herself was an immigrant, and I'm an immigrant. So my mother came from Romania. She immigrated to France, and I immigrated to the United States. So, but my mother grew up in a dictator-led country, and that was, from Romania. And I bounced between the two, but my mom really taught me as I was growing up what lack of freedom and opportunity mean. And she really did everything in her power to get me out of those conditions. So she, was very supportive of me moving to the United States and going to college in the US. And, standing with the management team of all immigrants that are all women on top of it, who really know to appreciate opportunity is truly special. And I know that we will all do everything we can to succeed because we are all trailblazers for immigrant women that will then follow us. So this is a very meaningful day, and the stakes are very high. And I know that we will succeed because what we did to get to this moment was a lot more work than what we are about to do for our investors now. So our investors know that they can count on us. But as I was saying yesterday, like most immigrant Americans, I'm very grateful, and I walk around with this sense of gratitude, and I see the opportunities that we have as moments that are bigger than ourselves, and we feel and accept the responsibility that we are either helping others or hurting others by virtue of what we do, including our children. But above all, today is another moment where I feel that striking amount of gratitude and responsibility.
Isabelle, it really is incredible that not only are you paving the way by paying it forward, but also you've led with so many firsts. And I think that in addition, the ripple effect of that will be told in how we look back a decade from now on how far we have brought so many people forward. And Kirthiga, you know, I have seen you for decades and admired you and seen how you have led also from the front in your leadership here at Facebook India, and then continuing that leadership at SoftBank Vision Fund, the incredible turnaround at WeWork and so forth. And as you and Isabelle, you know, join hands and create these companies of the future, what is sort of your objective and inspiration to be doing what you're doing today from all of the deep operational work you've done in the past?
Vani, all of us here are bound by creating value, delivering superior results, and taking women along. And as I think about the Athena Technology 2 journey, to me, it is one more step that anchors on these three key themes. Steve Jobs said, dots connect when you look back. And certainly as I think back on my operating executive career, my investing career, including with SoftBank, where I led a portfolio of over 5 billion across fast evolving sectors, enterprise, health tech, deep tech, gaming, crypto. To me, this journey of Athena Technology 2 connects those dots as we bring experience on the investing side and operating side to really create a very differentiated SPAC platform for the target company that we're looking for. Adding to that operator investor experience is a sharp focus on execution. This is the third in the family of Athena SPACs. The first one was launched earlier this year. They found a target company within 4 months, raised a pipe in 4 days. Then came Athena Consumer, that was launched a few weeks ago. And here we are as launching Athena Technology 2, the third in this family of SPACs. That just speaks to the execution, the pace, the hustle, the transparency, and it's very exciting. And to tie all of that together is a focus on long-term value creation, which has been an anchor in every single part of my journey, Vani.
So 2 questions for both of you. Why should founders think about SPAC? And what is it that you would offer for founders who are on a rapid growth, especially from the region I am from, India? How is this event for them?
Yeah, let me just say at a high level that what is attractive in terms of the SPAC option versus the IPO option versus staying private is first of all, if you look at versus the option of staying private, it does give companies the option to access a larger sum of capital that they can raise quickly, and that would take otherwise quite a lot of work with the private option. But it also gives founder the ability to transition to become a publicly traded company. And many of them may not have the option to go the IPO route, especially the fast growth, earlier stage companies. So the SPAC does afford that option. As of now, at least. And then it also gives the opportunity for founders to create a relationship with the SPAC management team and interact with the SPAC management team for a short period of time. SPAC is a lot quicker than an IPO. And but then it also gives the founders the opportunity to create a story that they will tell PIPE investors, who can be in some cases more knowledgeable about the products or about the services that the company offers. Whereas IPO investors tend to be more fragmented, and it can be challenging to communicate the message, and it's tedious. I mean, it's a year-long work. So it takes time away from the company. So those are, generally speaking, the advantages of a SPAC. But more specifically with our SPAC, what we have assembled is a high quality team that can deliver execution. And we've done that by assembling operators, deal makers, former investment bankers. We have IPO experience, M&A experience. We have transaction experience. We have extensive investment experience. And as I mentioned earlier, the operating experience is really key to this, to understanding how we can take a company through the next phase of its growth and help where we can help. So this is really unique for our SPAC relative to others. I mean, there are a few other high quality SPACs out there, but I would urge founders to pick a SPAC that has these execution capabilities, so that they don't spend months and months trying to raise a PIPE, trying to get the transaction done and get it wrong, and then ultimately fail, because it can happen. So this is what we can offer founders: certainty of execution.
And Kirthiga, not many founders in India have yet taken this route. I think largely due to unfamiliarity and also due to lack of access. And you can probably bridge those two worlds. And I don't know if you have any thoughts on that.
Vani, the primary focus is certainly the US at this point, but very open to engaging with companies who want to list in the US. Our sector focus areas are the areas where Isabelle and I bring deep expertise in: fintech, deep tech, enterprise, and health tech. And our sweet spot is a company that is rightly valued in the $2 to $4 billion range, with an opportunity to flex on either side. And what is really unique, again, is that operator investor focus, and how we have very carefully crafted the management team, the boards, to emphasize that aspect of value creation. Our board, Vani, has just phenomenal women leaders. We have Judith Rodin, who was the first female president of an Ivy League university, University of Pennsylvania, the first female president of Rockefeller Foundation. She brings immense board experience from some of the largest institutions: BlackRock, Citi, Comcast, and more. We have Sharon Brown-Ruska, who adds deep regulatory experience, and Randy Zuckerberg, one of the first 10 employees at Facebook, very integrated into the fabric of the technology ecosystem. And adding to that, Vani, is exceptional advisory board, again, focused on value creation. I could spend all day talking about this group that we are bringing together to add value to our target company, but to just highlight a couple there. Dolly Singh, she brings a superpower in recruiting. Every portfolio company we talk to has recruiting as one of the top 3 priorities. And to have her expertise being the head of talent at leading companies like SpaceX, Oculus, and more is truly transformative. Or Trey Bryant, who's doing groundbreaking work in diversity as well as tackling unconscious bias in organizations. So that's just to give you a sense of some of the superpowers that we have assembled to help the right target company with access to public equity markets.
Isabelle and Kirthiga, I am so incredibly proud to have been able to have this conversation today, but also, for the work that you're doing and all that's to follow. Wish you the very, very, very best, and may the tribe grow. Thank you very much for joining this evening.
Thank you, Vani.
Vani, thank you. So proud of your CXXO initiative, and we are proud to contribute to that CXXO mission and journey.
Thank you, Kirthiga.